He's about to break the great Brinkley record for the tallest tower of cards.
It's Betfred Bingo time!
And welcome to a brand new football show for the Greater Manchester region. Regardless of whether you're a red, blue, shaker or hatter, this programme offers the perfect preview to all our local soccer action. Throughout the season, we'll be interviewing Premiership stars and keeping it real with lower league features. It doesn't matter if your team is first or 92nd in the football ladder, this is the show for you. There's loads coming up in the next half hour, but let's kick off with a bookmaker's guide to our region's chances of glory.
The excitement of a brand new football season is well and truly here. Each of our local sides will be nervously optimistic, but I've come down to a Manchester bookmaker to get a more real assessment of our region's chances.
It's a pretty tricky situation down in League Two at the moment. There's a lot of teams really sort of pushing for promotion. All the money's really going towards away from the Manchester teams like the MK Dons and Peterborough, obviously Darren Ferguson managing there at the moment. Bury, they're not quite so fancy this year, and Maxfield, well, not seeing a lot of money for those either.
4 teams are promoted from the bottom division. Do you think the region could see more than one team celebrating in May?
I think we'd be happy to see one, to be honest, out of the team. The Stockport would be your one, probably. I mean, they went on that fantastic run last season, didn't they? Was it sort of 10 clean sheets, 10 wins, you know, that record they set. They would be the one for me from the region. I just don't fancy the region size this year, unfortunately. I just think that there's far stronger teams in that division.
On to League One. I'm going to get out my purse, dust off the old cobwebs and give you £50 to put on Oldham Athletic gaining promotion. Do you think that that's something that's likely to happen, or should I just go and buy myself a pair of shoes?
No, I think it's quite a good bet actually. I do fancy Oldham this season. I think they're making some cracking signings, and I have a few contacts at the club and they're telling me that they're going really well. I mean, Michael Ricketts his career was destroyed by playing for England, wasn't it? He managed to get himself in the England team and then he just sort of disappeared. It's unfortunate really, because he is a good striker and he's strong and he should do well in the division. He's got good pace, good strength. He was a good finisher in his day, so hopefully he can get on the score sheet. There's no reason why Oldham can't go up, and certainly a very good value bet.
Now for the serious money, which is obviously the Premiership. First of all, relegation favourites.
Well, it's simply the 3 that came up. Also, I think Bolton might go down. Now, I know this is going to cause a lot of ruckuses on Channel M. Allardyce was the magic touch. I know they've kept most of their players. I've just got this horrible feeling they're going to struggle next season. I hope I'm wrong. Wigan are also going to have another very tricky season. 5-4 they are to go down, and I just think, again, it's the Paul Jewell factor. I think he was the thing that kept them up last season. And they've made some signings which I'm not too sure about. Titus Bramble, Jason Kumas, he's proved once that he's perhaps not Premiership quality. I mean, again, I hope I'm wrong. I want all the Manchester teams to do well, but I just fancy that they'll struggle.
Now, Manchester City have seen quite an exciting facelift since the arrival of Sven. Are you expecting any big money to be put on them for finishing in the top 6?
I think we will. I think they'll do quite well. I think they'll finish top 10, maybe not top 6. I mean, we usually see a lot of money for City to go down. We haven't seen it this year, so that's a good start for City. I think they'll start slowly. So anybody who are backing backing them for the Premiership at 1,000 to 1, if you're that optimistic City fans. If you are backing, don't worry too much. They are going to get off to a slow start. All these players are going to take a while to bed in and get going. But I think they will avoid relegation. I don't think there's any problem with that. And I certainly think that we've got these special match bets this season where whoever finishes, we put them up against another club. Whoever finishes higher in the table, you win your bet. And they're up against Bolton. Like I said, Bolton I think will struggle. And actually, City are even money to win that bet, and I think that will be a fantastic value. Obviously, double your money when they finish above Bolton this season.
How are the odds for league survival calculated? Do you take things like the pre-season results and the new signings into consideration?
Not so much pre-season. Pre-season's a funny one. You'll often see your Macclesfields beating your Manchester United and that sort of thing, just because either United have put out a weakened side or Macclesfield started their training early and are slightly fitter. Signings, yes, we do take them into consideration, obviously. I mean, odds are all about opinions. It's a more sort of advanced form. If you're sitting with your mates in the pub saying, I think that so-and-so will go down this season, we throw all the opinions in the pot and then we come out with the odds at the end of the day.
Now, predicting the Premiership can literally be done by tossing a coin. Are Manchester United the favourites, and is there any money to be made in this market?
Well, yes, on both counts. United are favourites. I imagine they are the team to beat us this year as well. Arsenal, I think we can forget this season. I'm not even sure they'll finish in the top four. I just think Thierry Henry was Arsenal. I quite fancy Spurs maybe to get in the top four in the mix. They're at 100 to 1 to win the league. Obviously they're not going to do that, but maybe to sneak into that top four, I think it's certainly possible this season, especially with the money they spent. And Darren Bent, I think, is an excellent striker and will score a few for Spurs this season.
Well, those early estimations were made before a ball was kicked, but were our bookies' views prophetic or pathetic? Let's take a check on the first batch of lower league results. Bury provided what was arguably the shock result of the opening weekend by winning away at promotion favourites MK Dons. Manager Paul Ince is now the new manager for the Dons after leaving Macclesfield, but his former team managed a credible point away at Bradford City. Dale went down 3-0 at the hands of Sir Alex's son Darren. Ferguson Jr. is in charge of League 2 moneybags Peterborough. And Stockport left it late with an 85th minute winner against New Boys, Dagenham and Redbridge. Oldham Athletic, though, left it even later during their League One opener. Welsh international striker Craig Davis scored a 90th minute winner to beat Swansea City.
Seem to enjoy that last minute winner. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good for that, but more importantly the 3 points, keep us up there.
Some of the Swansea fans were giving you stick, so you must have enjoyed scoring that in the last minute.
Yeah, I did. If I was up there I would have given them some stick.
So 3 points, start the season, you must be just wanting to build on that and not get off to a slow start like you did last season.
Yeah, I know the boys didn't get off to a good start last season, and obviously they went up into got into the playoffs. They've done really well, so hopefully we can build on that this season and really push on.
So, Oldham got off to a flyer last Saturday, and Jack Dearden was at Boundary Park on Tuesday evening for the League Cup clash with Mansfield. However, the tie was something of a family affair.
Well, here I am at Ice Station Zebra. It's Oldham, it's Boundary Park, so it's wet and it's wild. Now, I've been pretty lucky in my reporting career. Throughout the whole of Greater Manchester, I've had some great moments, especially here watching the Latics. But tonight, I'm bound to have mixed emotions because the opposition manager is Bill Dearden. Our Bill. Let's go and have a word with him. Bill, what's it like coming back to Boundary Park after all these years?
It's a long time. I've been back with John Rudge at Port Vale a couple of times in the Championship as it is now, and I've been back with Notts County once, so it's a few years since I've been here.
Well, I remember you scoring your first goal for Oldham Athletic, certainly the first one I saw you score. It was in that goal at that end of the ground at the Rochdale Road end. It's changed a bit now. I was stood on the terrace just behind the goal. I think it was Darlington. I know you won 3-0.
I think it might have been either Darlington or Peterborough, I don't know. But I think it was probably right. It's always nice to come back to your hometown, and I'm looking forward to this evening.
Now, there's one other interesting fact about your footballing life. The 31st of July 1966 should be etched in every English football person's mind. It's etched on yours and mine for a different reason, because you got married on that day, didn't you?
That's right, Jack. You know that. I got married on
World Cup
final day. We got married and we watched the game in between the receptions and listened to it on the radio. And then when we got up at the reception up on Edward Street, I think it was. And we had it on TV there, and everything finished well. We married Judith, and we won the World Cup, so it was a very, very good day.
Double celebration.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Speaking of the radio, I'm going to do my radio stuff now. You go and do your managing stuff, and we'll catch up with you later.
Step on it, electronic, the troops are on fire. I'm much deeper, a sleeper, waiting for the final trip.
The Latics will begin with Mark Crossley in goal, Neil Harvey, John Teams, but the best two opportunities so far for me have both gone to Mansfield Town. Shot, goal, Oldham score, terrific shot, Neil Kilkenny.
Oh, come on, we got our backs to the wall.
Latics have just smashed in a second goal, all down to the magnificent work of Craig Davis. Remember that name, by the way. I think he's going to be a real star this season for the Latics. Outstanding striker. Mansfield Town have pulled a goal back, heading in on the far post from John Mullin. A goal for Oldham Athletic. They now lead by 3 goals to 1. All over, Oldham Athletic safely through. We've still got time to play, but Craig Davis has just made it 4 goals to 1. The best player on view.
All in all, I thought Oldham played very well on the night, and we stuck with them at times, but it wasn't to be, and we're beaten by a better side.
John Sheridan, John, you've had a terrific start to the season, haven't you? 2 wins, and a good one against Mansfield Town in midweek, followed by the win against Swansea at the weekend.
Yeah, obviously it's always nice to win games. It gives the lads and the team confidence. It's the most important thing. But I do believe we can play a lot better and improve our game. I think even though we created 1 or 2 chances tonight, I think there was lots of sloppiness in our play, and if we're going to go anywhere and improve as a team, I think we've got to get that right.
Looks like you've found a player with real pace in Craig Davis.
Yeah, I liked him last season when he was at Wolves. He has his raw, and he gives you 120%, and it's always a threat if you've got someone with his pace up front. He's always pestering the defenders, and he does cause problems.
When they're coming thick and fast, the games, you go to Carlisle at the weekend.
Yeah, very difficult game. They're all difficult. We've had another good test tonight. It's early stages, don't get carried away. We've got lots of improvement, but the good thing is we're winning games, so hopefully we can continue it.
Bury won out in their fixture against Carlisle. Macclesfield lost out to Leeds, while the Latics beat Mansfield 4-1. The game at Rochdale went to penalties, with Dale going through 4-2 in the end. And Stockport entertained Tranmere, the Hatters winning 1-0. All of the teams are in league action again during the weekend. Bury entertain Grimsby at Gig Lane. Macclesfield take on the MK Dons. Rochdale are also at home, they face Chester. Stockport travel to Chesterfield, whilst Oldham are on the road at Carlisle.
Still to come on the programme, the new man at the helm of Wigan Athletic speaks out about his new look squad. Plus, Derby Day's on the way for the 2 Manchester Giants.
Don't go hobby mad, it's Betfred bingo time! Chat, fun, prizes! He's about to break the great Brinkley record for the tallest tower of cards. It's Betfred bingo time!
Welcome back to the programme. Following a season of struggle and the departure of inspirational manager Paul Jewell, many would expect an air of gloom to be looming over the JJB Stadium. However, a few minutes in the company of Chris Hutchings and his squad dispels any fear of failure for the fixtures ahead.
I'm delighted with the players that we brought in. They settled in very, very quickly, which is important, and they're working extremely hard to do the things that we want them to do. Especially defensively, we had to have a little bit more pace, and that's all due respect to the boys that we had before who'd done a fantastic job at the club. But you always got to have that little bit of pace at the back, and that's what we hope to do. And obviously with Jason up front or wide, Sibierski, the players who can create things, link play a little bit better than what we did in the past, and that's what we'll be looking to see them produce.
Danny, another new season and a new look squad here at Wigan. Plenty of new faces arrived in the summer.
Yes, and what kind of faces? What I've seen is that they are all quality players. Good for Wigan that they signed players from that caliber, and I think Wigan is moving forward.
Well, the most money you've spent is on Jason Kumas, as you said. What do you think he'll bring to your squad this season?
Well, he certainly adds that class, and with all due respect again, that's what we've been missing in recent years. He'll have people on the edge of their seats, wanting him to do things, and he's got all the attributes to be a fantastic player. We've got to make sure that we keep him fit. He keeps healthy, and he scores goals like he has been in the pre-season games.
And you've added strength right the way through the spine of your team, right the way from Titus through Jason and Michael Brown, and up front as well, so you must be delighted with the way your squad's looking at the moment.
Yeah, you always need strength through the middle. Any team does, and I think that's always a bit of a starting point. And obviously then you're looking to bring in your flair players around them. But you certainly need a good spine of a team, and that's what we hope that we've got.
It's good that Chris Hutchins took over. He's not a really new person, so that's good for the group. But what I've seen is that he's a good coach, and everybody will give 100% for him, and that's important. And he also got his own ideas for make us play, and I think that everybody here will see another Wigan about the way we're going to play.
We had 5 days in Holland and 2 games out there. That went very well. And obviously the pre-season games back in England, we've taken positives out of what we needed to do and looked to improve things, as you do in pre-season games.
On a personal level, what are you hoping to achieve this season? I guess getting a place in the sides is the first aim, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, but everybody wants that. I feel good. I have confidence in the season, and let's see.
Another new face to the club is Frank Barlow this summer. Why did you want him as your number 2?
Well, Frank's got fantastic experience, and he knows how to deal with players. He gets the best out of players, and he's someone who gets on with his job. I know that I can leave the players, and I know that the job's in capable hands, and that was the most important thing.
Just finally, you must be delighted with the support you've got from your chairman and from the fans, because the ticket price has been reduced here, and it looks like they're going to turn up in their numbers this season.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope to give them something to shout about, and you look at the Kumases and players like that. They'll have them on the edge of their seats. So the more come through and support the team, it'll be fantastic. So and the chairman's backed me 100% in the players that I've looked for and bought. So all round it's been a good pre-season. We just need to go out and produce the results on a Saturday.
So all the right noises there coming out of Wigan, but to be honest, I'm just struggling to get excited about football this season. I'm just another soccer widow. Dragged around from ground to ground, braving the elements, pretending to enjoy myself. I'm promised a good time, to be wined and dined and maybe a tasted lunch. Even the prospect of shopping for a new outfit fails to grab me. And that's where you lot come in. Throughout the football season, I'll be attending a local match and asking, why is it all worthwhile? Maybe it's the dazzling football, the delectable cuisine, the fashionable following, or even the bouncing atmosphere. I need convincing, so if you see me at your team's stadium, have your answers ready. Anyway, even I can understand the importance of this week's derby. Manchester, are you ready?
Well, I'd love to see a City win, but you can't discount United. United are a good team and they've got all them players. They've spent a lot of money over the summer, so you'd have to see how that one goes. I'd love to see a City win. As a City supporter, obviously, I'm being biased, but I'd love to see a City win.
Sunday, 1-0. I'll be happy with 1-0. Yeah.
Looking forward to it big time. I just hope they can get a win. Derbies are always special, and it'd be great to match them. Rooney's injured. Hopefully, they have a few more problems, and hope our lads are all okay from tonight, so fingers crossed anyway.
Can you see them doing it?
Yeah, I've done it before, haven't we? We've had a reasonably good record. No, last season wasn't at the best, but I think the previous matches we've got a better record than they have over the last maybe 6 or 7, I think.
It's going to do the talking on the pitch, haven't they? I mean, we watched them against Valencia last week. I mean, they've only been in the country a couple of days and they're knocking the ball about really, really well. So give them a bit of time and we'll be up there.
Finally, it's the big one on Sunday, the derby. How do you see that one going?
I reckon we're going to give United a bit of a game. Don't know what's going to hit them. Definitely. Come on, City. 2-0.
OK, what have you made of all the changes at City over the summer?
I think it's pretty good, yeah. We've got the Sven in, which should be good for the club. He's got a lot of experience, won a lot of trophies. And although everyone's had a go at him because he signed a load of foreigners, they're good. And when Darren Bent's going for 17 million and we put Bianchi up for 9, then it's a bargain.
And what have you made of the new owners? They've certainly given the money to Sven so far, haven't they?
Yeah, well, a lot's been said about him and his few of his dodgy dealings, but you got Abramovich in charge of a club and he's dodgiest character we know, so Taxon deserves a chance.
Derby this Sunday, of course. How do you see that one going?
We've got a good chance. United aren't playing great at the moment. Reading game was poor for them, but we look like we're doing well. And with Alano, we looked really skillful and a couple of forwards who can score goals, hopefully.
Taxon's certainly given the money to Sven so far, hasn't he?
He certainly has. 40 million gone on players. A couple more coming in before the end of the transfer window shut. Need a keeper, definitely, because we've only got young Casper in at the moment. So hopefully another midfielder and a keeper will do well.
And what have you made of Sven?
Oh, well, you know, his record's there. He did what he could with the English players, and his record's there at club level. So just let's hope we'll see what happens.
And finally, how do you see the derby going on Sunday?
Derby, it's early days for both teams. Just seeing what happens to United 0-0 against Reading. I'm hoping for either a draw or a win.
And what about the arrival of Sven? What have you made of that so far?
First, I thought it was a bit dubious, but I'll give him a go. Give him a couple of games, see how they go, and that's all you can do, really.
And he'll be a hero this Sunday if he could
beat the Reds, I know. If we beat them, he'll be a legend, I'd say, in the first season, but you never know. It only takes a few seconds to score a goal, and I hope they can absolutely batter him, and that's all we can wish we can do with them, that's all.
How do you see it going on Sunday, then?
3-0 to City. Being very optimistic, aren't I? Well, that's what I want.
So, those are the thoughts of the City faithful. The Ericsson era seems to be breeding newfound optimism. Over at Old Trafford, the injury to Wayne Rooney has allowed an early chance for the big money signings to shine.
Can Carlos put into words how much it means to join Man United and perhaps to his family back in Buenos Aires?
¿Puedes decir en algunas palabras qué significa juntarte a un equipo como Manchester para tu familia también en Buenos Aires? ¿Qué significa?
Sí, es un logro muy importante, ¿no? Un paso muy importante soñado para mí y para mi familia. Pero bueno, uno ya está acá y tiene que empezar a escribir una historia y tratar de que antes tanto que peleé para estar en un club grande, ahora que lo estoy, tratar de ser lo mejor posible y poder brindarle al club lo mejor de mí, ¿no?
Yeah, it's a great achievement for me, and obviously my family would be proud. It's a great step to a massive club, but now I need to begin to write my own history in the club and do everything I can possibly to make sure this club is a success.
Well, we're almost a week in, so here's the Premiership results so far. The much anticipated meeting of the Sams saw the bigger version win out this time with a last minute goal from Nicholas Anelka, the only consolation for the Trotters. Everton got off to the best of starts with a 2-1 win over Wigan, while at the other end of the M62, United failed to find the back of the net despite some excellent chances. Fortunes seem to have been reversed at City though, who beat West Ham with a confident 2-0 away victory. On Wednesday night, Bolton lost out at Fulham 2-1. City fans saw their first goal at home since New Year's Day, Michael Johnson's solitary strike enough to see off Derby. United took on Portsmouth, both teams looking to get their campaign into gear, but a 1-1 draw suited neither side. Tempers flared in the dying stages too, with both Montari and Ronaldo sent off, and that rules the Portuguese winger out of this weekend's derby. And at the JJB, Chris Hutchings got his first win as Wigan boss as they overcame Middlesbrough by 1-0. Still ahead this week, there's the Manchester derby, Portsmouth take on Bolton, and Wigan play host to Sunderland.
That's all we've got time for. Enjoy the week's football and tune in again next Thursday for more insight into the local soccer scene. Bye for now.
Don't go hobby mad, it's Betfred Bingo time! Chat, fun, prizes!